the witch. Hey everyone, I'm hashtag blessed to be going on this amazing adventure with you. Don't forget to subscribe for updates. That's not the tone I was expecting at all. Not even one bit. It's time to meet our final contestant, an aspiring vlogger who's cast a spell over us all. Here she is, the social media medium, ready to enter the dungeons as the witch. Oh my god, I'm really a dice. Is this a new chat filter? And Lady Luck, I can't believe I'm meeting you in person. Can I get a selfie? There'll be plenty of time for that later, my little flatterer. Now, what has lured you to my realms of mystery? Honestly, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm super excited to go wherever fate takes me.
Oh, no.
You know that if you don't ask for something specific, you won't get a prize, even if you win. Oh. In that case, how about 10 million followers? Real ones too, not bots this time. That's more like it. Now let's play. 10 million. Oh no. You know not with what you speak, with the forces you meddle with, young girl. That's a heavy escalation. That's a rapid life change. What? Oh yeah, yeah, I figured she'd be like the, she's gonna be like the other spellcasters I've seen where you do 1 through 6 spellcasting or something. Look at how this is actually an explanation, by the way. Like, this game, suddenly there's like it's like, no, we need some detailed displays that explain what the hell's happening with this character, because without that, unlike the other ones, it's not gonna work out. Okay, so spell slots. Your prepared spells will be ready for use at the beginning of the battle. Okay. Spellbook. Spells in the spellbook can be prepared during the battle by playing dice corresponding to the spell in the spellbook. So 1 and 2. Okay, so 1. Do 1 damage. Get a new dice. 2. Do 3 damage. And these are all empty. Preview upgrade. Do 4 damage. Do 1 damage. Reroll dice. 2 uses this turn. Change spell, there's 4 slots. I wonder how this works. Still not entirely sure about some of the stuff. Like where does infliction come from? Like, I have cauldron here, but then there's cauldron and infliction, so where's infliction coming from? And then where's change spell? Like, when do I get to use that? How does that function? So I still don't have everything answered, but that's normal for these runs. Like, gardener. Throw dice. Do 1 damage. What? Place dice anywhere on the spellbook to create equipment? Is that how I create infliction? Select a slot. Okay. Now I have cauldron and infliction. Can I get another cauldron? Is that how this works? Oh. Okay. Let's get a new dice. Get a new dice. Then 3 damage. Huh. This is gonna be weird. Crystal ball. No, I don't get my extra dice when I do it now. Roll 3 extra dice. Ready and 2 hit points. I guess that increases my ability to like really filter through all the weird things I can do. Let's make another infliction, I guess. That's my other option. Now these are all set up, so boom. Get my number back. Then go for another 3. I win. Okay. I'm winning at least. Oh man, it's gonna be whiplash changing back and forth between the characters as we progress through all their stories. Magic shield. Odd. Add 3 shield. Select a spell to replace. I mean, I could just replace an empty one, right? So 3? Learn spell? I don't see any reason not to learn a spell if I have empty slots. So this is a character that has to create their own equipment, essentially. So the change spell thing, I must be able to change which spell is my prepared spell, right? Hey, I got new dice. That's good. Now I've got infliction. I'm somewhat damaged. But with the power of shields... Haha! That's not good. Limit break. Ba-boom! More dice. Okay. So I have a 1 and a 2. No 3s. So I can make another copy of Infliction or Cauldron. Let's do Infliction. And this will just get my dice. Oh, get a new dice, not give your dice back. I'm too used to the previous one. Dice threw a 6 away. Although that doesn't really matter. I can't use a 6 as a 6. Yeah. Yeah, like this is powered by an odd. Like I put a 1 into it and I got 3 shield. Yeah. Gotta get used to these new characters. So do one damage. Is it all my dice or 1 dice? It is 1 dice. So each of my additional dice does damage. I just throw them at him. Yeah, I gotta get out of the brain space of the previous classes that would actually attack with the number on the dice, because we're kind of not dealing with that for the last few characters even. I mean, yeah, just go for the kill. Ta-da! Level me. So when I level up, I get new spells. Huh. Burning Light does the dice damage. Oh yeah, these both do the ice damage. One is minimum 4, one of them is freeze. I kind of value burning for its ability to take advantage of 6s to actually deal damage. I'm not really sure what strategy to employ when it comes to like which number to choose from the spellbook, because it's kind of just RNG which one I'll roll, but there's some strategy to it, I suppose. Magic missile, do 5 damage. Put it in 5 for coincidence. I can change. Yep. So you can have 1 prepared spell, I guess. At least at the moment. Magic Missile seems like a good option because it starts with it's any even can do 5 damage. That's not bad, right? If I want to, I can stock up on Burning Lights and Infliction, and then next turn just start attacking with everything. Let's make a Burning Light, then use it. Plus 5 damage. I don't appreciate that. Roll 3 extra dice. The magic missile specifically requires a 5, right? No, it requires an even, right. Right, it was right there. I don't know how I lost track of that. So I can use all of them! Haha! Do I burn if I use throw dice? No, I can throw dice without hurting myself with them. Interesting. I wonder if you can also throw locked dice, because that's just kind of a funny outcome. Like, oh, you think you disable these dice? Well, take them! Throw them in their face. Needs a 6, plus 1 dice this fight. Ooh! I remember you. Yes. I've seen you before. That's a really cool ability to have, too. Barrier heads work weak to shock. Alright, Hollow Mirrors. Oop.
Magic missile.
And then use one of them. Ta-da! No! It needs 2 6s. Hmm. That's not great. Oh, God. Even 6 6. My 6 is my only even. That's not great. I can summon another magic missile and hope I get more evens next time. Yep. Throw. That's a couple of evens. I'm pretty done with these weakenings right now. Okay. They both need 6s, but this will increase my dice count. But also we're on our way out of winning the fight entirely. I can do 15 damage if I do this right. And then just, oh yeah, then just kill him with your own dice. Interesting idea. So when my reward is that I can either upgrade a spell slot, making said spell the upgraded version, or I can upgrade the prepared spell slot. This means that I should be able to prepare 2 spells and just start the fight with both of them enabled, actually having proper equipment instead of having to make them all. I'm really curious what the upgraded versions of these things look like, though. What? It just went? Oh. Oh, weird. Okay. That's not what I expected. I thought we'd upgrade it here. It's of these 4 slots, I've upgraded one of them. So now when I put a spell there, it's upgraded. What are the upgraded versions of these? Ooh, plus 1 dice in this fight for an even dice. That's a scary thing to put in the upgrade slot. Magic Missile plus does 7 damage. Burning Light plus does... oh, it just gets rid of the requirement. Magic Shield plus has 4 shield, 4 damage. Yeah. Hall of Mirrors plus could be scary. I'm curious to see that in action. Every even dice could add to the number of dice. Lunatic. Magic Key, split a dice in 2. Nudge, dice value -1. Why would I want that? Oh, because much like the robot, I getting specific values has its own value. So I'd be trying to roll a specific dice to get a specific spell prepared, I guess. Fury spell. Use a 6 to repeat your next attack. Why does it have 2? What does that mean? It has 2 squares. Does it take up 2? Does it take up half of my available play space? Is that what you're saying? Splitting a dice in 2 could have value because they could both individually set off spells or recustomize my spell book. I'm worried about Fury because it might require something weird. I'm not quite ready to deal with that right now. I'm not sure if I want any of them. This is interesting though. An outcome of this is that my upgrade slot is permanent, meaning I can switch out my spells without losing my upgrade, which every other character, when you switch out your stuff, you lose your upgrades. I don't have a single even to activate Magic Missile. Of course. Give me a 6, or the same number again. Okay. I'll take it. Because the value of Cauldron is that it can at least reshuffle the dice and get you something else, which might get you what you're looking for. Or it won't. Ah, my 6! At least it's even now. I don't appreciate this kind of behavior. Hey, it's a 4. I can at least do an even now. Did you just take fire damage? I didn't take fire damage, right? Did I just hit him with fire by throwing the dice? Does the dice do the element of attack that is what the dice currently is inflicted with? Because that's funny. Hey, I got nod. So he has 6 health, I have 26 health. Yep, he took the damage and I didn't. He took 2 damage. Is that what the fire does to him? I think it being inflicted with elements actually makes it more powerful to throw at him. I think that's how it works. Which is pretty funny. Hey look, 6, just in time for the goddamn match to be over. I want my Hall of Mirrors engine to start pumping. There's only room for 1 cube monster in this dungeon, and it's Mwaha Harshmallow. You're not a cube. You're a cylinder. Those are different shapes. I will not stand for this kind of inaccuracy. I just wasn't fully prepared to spend money there. Hello, baby squid. Oh, isn't he cute? Step on him. Step on him until everything comes out. The irony that 5 can summon Magic Missile, but can't use Magic Missile. Boy, I got really good at rolling freaking odds every time. Hey, Hall of Mirrors. Yes. Problem is that now both Magic Missile and Hall of Mirrors want me to roll evens. The good news is I rolled a bunch of evens, so haha. Oh yeah, there's the +1. I was worried. That sound usually means that something ran away or got yoinked, so I was confused by that. It sounded bad to me. Can I get an even, please? Yes, I can. I guess I don't have much use of an ult right now unless I just want to throw the dice in their face. Now that's playing with fire, throwing a blind dice into your spellbook and just seeing what comes out. Even, even, even. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. But also, wow, what is it now? Who knows? It's crazy. I've got 5 dice now. This is scary. Anyway. More dice, for some reason. That is a power engine. Oh, Hall of Mirrors for the boss fight, for example, will be interesting. Level up in 3. So I probably don't need to heal. These guys aren't usually very tough. If an enemy rolls this number, that dice will be locked. That would be nice, but it's also very situational and weird. I guess the primary plan there is that you want to look at the enemies. You want to look at the enemy's equipment and then specifically attack that type of equipment. I could replace infliction, which I don't really want that much now that I have magic missile. Obviously it can be used by anything, but still, it kind of doesn't do anything. So I could have this in my back pocket. I could bring out counterspell whenever I'm fighting an enemy that sufficiently needs a specific dice to be removed, and then I can actually be destroying them. And if I don't want it, I can just spend the 2 on Hall of Mirrors or Magic Missile, since those are where the evens can go. So the 2 will be replaced just fine. That could be interesting. And dangerous and scary. Huh. I certainly like the idea of it. Like if an enemy's like, oh, if I roll this number, you're fucked. We'll see how much I plan that way, though. Let's not let his poison engine roll up. Let's fight the handyman. Combine dice. Ah. So he doesn't really specialize in a specific thing. I could try to lock his 6s if I want to. That's something. More dice. Hall of Mirrors. That's not how you do that. Counterspell. Why did I not think about this? You see, the thing about counterspell, of course, is that it's only once per turn, right? That's the same reason why I'm not crazy about leather armor, is like you keep pumping a resource into it every turn just to then only have it apply that turn if it does apply at all. Which is just kind of a bummer. Hey, Cauldron, you want to roll anything else, please? A 2. Well, I can always just throw my excess dice into it, and then just, it'll randomly be locking one of his dice. So counter 6. And it actually locked a 6. What? But then he got to just make a 6. And it let him do that. Oh, shit. But it counters, but all I did was lock up my counter, so it's a looping, recursive thing. Hmm. Now you can't counter 5s, or can't roll 5s. I need to get another attack on the board, though. The screen's too devoid of attacks. Yeah, I think I regret getting Counterspell. I didn't think enough about how, like, if I want them to not use a specific dice number, then I have to be putting that into Counterspell every turn. Or really what I want is Hall of Mirrors and then, like, 3 attacks on the board, or status effects, or just chaos creators. Because I want to just be able to utilize them in great numbers. And the more Hall of Mirrors, the more that Hall of Mirrors progresses, the more I'll want to have a spell that I can use multiple times, or they can pump a lot of dice into, and have that be worth it. No 3s for you. Well, at least I am locking up his dice periodically. It's just a kind of an RNG one. I'd kind of rather just be able to apply lock to them, but in order to be able to just apply lock to them, I'd have to actually have the ability to do anything with that. I usually don't have the option to just apply lock to people. That's usually like an enemy spell so far. New dice, please. And throw the odds away.
Yeah.
Roll 3 extra dice. Just throw them all at him, 1 damage at a time. I have a surplus of resources. Double dice value, duplicated dice. I'm not sure. Duplicate lets you use the same dice again, but I don't really have any ways that I can use the same dice more than once usually. But interestingly, doubling a dice value makes it even. It has to be 2, 4, or 6, which means that I then have evens for my even engine, essentially. I have a converter. But why would I build the double dice in the first place instead of something that attacks? I don't know. I think I have to pick one of them. And then it has... then I either put it over something or ignore it. Magic Shield makes a lot of sense just because I have too many things that emphasize evens, so if I could then throw odds into that, at least they're doing something. I don't think I like Counterspell very much. But maybe it saved my ass. Maybe it's the most powerful spell ever, and randomly locking different numbers every turn is good for some reason. Because it does stop that action from happening. It was coming up. I think I just don't like how random it is. I'm just guessing a number. And I'm using up a whole slot, and I'm specifically having to feed it every turn. Which is maybe a bit much. So I have 1 even. I can use the 4 to summon Burning Light, but then I have no evens for Magic Missile. I can summon another Magic Missile just for the sake of having it, I guess. And I can summon Magic Shield, which then I can use the 5 on to actually use, so that's probably the way to go. Because now I have a use for both dice. 5 damage and 3 shield, which is not a bad turn usually. Here comes that poison engine. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like how much progress that made in 1 turn, frankly. So summon a Burning Light, then use the 4 to make that Burning Light happen, and then use this to summon the Magic Missile. The characters are definitely good at making you think about all these different characters and how you use your dice and spells and everything differently. I'm surprised because the Thief and the Warrior didn't feel that different to me. But then it really went off the rails quickly. Because the Thief and Warrior were basically the same character to a large extent, but you just get different equipment. But these characters have different systems entirely. Is it worth it trying to summon extra dice or instead of just using this 6 right now? This late in the fight, it's probably better just to attack than to try to summon more dice for next round when the round's about to be over. Also, the more I delay, the more poison damage I take. Ow. Only odds, huh? You're really not a fan of me, are you? Oh wait, it doesn't matter. Because I don't have the even and odd dichotomy this time. Because I brought fire. Doomed. You. Remember. And there is the bonus of actually bringing the fire spell around, as I don't need to specifically rely on my even or odds happening. Magic Spear needs a 6. Why does it have 2 squares? I want to know that before I find out the hard way. I don't like it. What do the 2 squares mean? None of the other ones had 2 squares as far as I know, so I'm freaking out a little bit. Does it mean that I have to put 2 dice into summoning it? It turns a 6 into 10 damage though. That's some good shit. It's just costly to make. Unless you use the damn it. For a second I'm like, oh, double dice will make it though. I misremembered it because doppelganger usually means a copy. So I'm like, oh yeah, I bring in a copy and then there I go. I can make my magic spear. What's this upgrade like? I can't see from here. I don't know, how much do I value the reshuffle of the cauldron? It is just a random re-roll and hoping for the best. Whereas double dice at least has a reliable output. I don't know. I bet you have to use 2 ones to get it. Yep. That's what it means. Upgrade. Do 14 damage with a 6. Can't I just make that my starting spell? And then I don't have to... Then I don't have to summon it. But it also means that... I mean, but I also want to use this for Hall of Mirrors. I don't know. Starting with it is kind of nice. Even if it's not a spot that's upgraded. I'll be fighting over what to do with my 6s. And we'll test it for a bit. Could be making a grand mistake. This is a super weird character to play. Slime Ball. Add 2 poison with evens. You guys, I need more odds. Rat. Inflict 1 poison, roll a new dice. Didn't know that would be available as a spell. As much as I like the idea of having building poison, I don't think this is the run for it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna make bad choices and die. That's how this run will end. I'm gonna die. Die, die, die. Roll a 6. Hey, it's a little dice, buddy. Sorry, friend, it's definitely not for real time to die. Or it's definitely for real time to die. You're not supposed to, you're not usually on floor 4. That's weird. Oh, look at the time. It's me not rolling a 6. Bring in magic shield so I can at least use it. But I might as well summon burning light because the alternative is just to throw it at him. I think I can override spells if I don't like them and want to replace them. But I've never actually tried to, so I could be wrong. But that'd be very static and boring. So I think they'd go with the other option. Go for it. Yeah, more 6s. And the first attack I do is going to get dodged, so let's not make it the wrong one. So, dodge the... no, wait, no. Throw a dice. Whoa! Damn it. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I thought it, I mistakenly thought it was throwing left to right from earlier, which it seemed like it did sometimes. Shit, let's summon the Hall of Mirrors. Damn it, I was gonna attack with the other 6, but I wanted him to miss. Alright. That was a misplay turn. Thorns? I've never seen that before. Enemy takes 3 damage if they attack this turn, 1 for each thorn. You little shit. Also, throw dice doesn't count as an attack. I wanted to abuse that. If I attacked, it was just going to be mutual. I should have thrown them at him, though. That probably wouldn't have counted. That was a mistake. Silence! You silenced me. Don't do that. Alright. At least I can do this. Yay! That's a big, meaty chunk of damage. And then here's 6 damage. I have no odds. Trying to remember what 2 is. I'll just put these in. Double dice, right. Do I want Hall of Mirrors or double dice in play? Because that makes it easier to get 6s, because I can turn 3s into 6s. Effectively doubles my chances. Yep, that does work. You can override. So first 4 damage doesn't work, and also every attack I do does 1 less damage. Hey, double dice value. I've got a 6. There we go. Deal that damage. Plus 1 dice, and throw. Your chances aren't looking great, sir. Oh, dodge. I should not need... Yeah, I won't need it. So dodge this attack and then die. You know, you remind me of when I was a contestant. But don't get your hopes up, it all seemed to be going fine for me as well, at first. Oh, he used to be one of us. And now he's the jester. Still, he didn't die. I am not very healthy right now, all things considered.